Alright, I'm Shama Makaba, Dia Sampa TV. I am also for Dia Sampani. Tredia Pong, a beer crime, me, see a new combo. Ukuta phone, ever media, Mijisa or home aye. Samson, I miss Mahoye. Abusha, Ghana, and Sam Aka to Nebrel, na abato ebre ason. Ya ye ni mama mo egu asofo atorofo asofo akohwifo asofo na blabafo omasha ase etoto omunkonshe no de aba ni nyina ne so omunim system no se ne asi akọ se Ghana fo no omunim se dey bi ebeba Ghana fo be sese omadwenti no omuhwe ne ekọ na omo de fa ho na omo toto omo prophecy fake ahodo no de efamu enya Ghana nko a Nigeria like we are say you can say Africa there minim say Yesu Kristo no omo dan ano na ye je na wo de to wo ye nti omo de Yesu Kristo din ask me ebibufo till now yenu anum bi da so e follow sa nkofo we mo and enya omo nko a o adidi akwa to the extent they say e ba ne say nkofo ayeye form say akuku dam entina na kwa mbedi akoka aye no sa nkofo we mo na omukuta PhD ni degree ni all the DDDDD no omo ankasa na adwen na ankasa no e wo hefa abusha me beka asem bi amana nya oya awo say ye kan okra no plane say na sitie hwe yewra a wanya ni ba bi ko omampanyin dada fifi atamas eko jina TB Joshua a solid demu emma TB Joshua ede ye market worldwide because e ba so mu say oh president say atumi eko jina nipa we a solid demu say we healing ni ade dia ankosi hwe ena yewra ohwe nchine eye den eguye saa na sofo ne ye do Ghana ha nti oba Ghana ha no ma ye wo sofo obi a ono awunya hu ahu se o sofo we die wo ye party we ni sofo we die o ye party we ni nti o hwe obi te se owusu bempa ono die MPP complete na nado cathedral a wo hye Nyankopon bo se wo si amano na wadi ne hwamo yina efro owusu bempa ne kase pa no efro owusu bempa and yenim prophet your friend is saying bakuya Ebenezer opambo ono so NDC won ne omu aya no and e pasa na omunim say church members no so na egu anom no omo ka ombetie nti no wo se na we gina we asole dem na we gina we asole dem afei enkofo nso bi wo honom a den no ma hyase prophecy ahodo na wa frame prophecy no aka se oh we na ebewini aba no na Nyankopon ankasa atusu owi a last time nemom ade ba kwa awoso oye ne se phone call ni nyina sani ebe ya odi bewi ni sa nipa and unya ko honom a enye den obetwa e de aba say yes oka asabla waba ni eye na chese omo de advertise omo and another way round that person omo de manipulate nipa no so Nyankopon so we na bewi ni aden na mu nyina Nyankopon kro ya na mosom no nenso we Nyankopon be ka kire ni say MPP na bewi ni na we Nyankopon aka kire ni say NDC na bewi ni na we Nyankopon aka kire ni say wan na bewi ni ne ye kan na ni say timamufo no yen e na moma ya adwen no enya adwuma because me da bia meka politics religion pain omo ye pain ene kakra believe it or not politics e pain ne kakra and omo de timamufo na adwen no edi abro saa abusia Nigeria sofo bi abeka obi a obewini aba no and te sɛ nea meka yɛ na no ni na ne sɛ owi a no akyerɛ wo sɛ just phone call nea aka a wɔde awini aba na awie ɛyɛ phone call minim sɛ nyakopɔ ahwehwɛ awie no otumi fɔ no ano so sɛ on sign cancel o ne nsɛm na ɔkan ɛdɔɔso ti mami abɔ kakra na wɔkɔtie just a phone call no na woyɛ obi a wadwe mu da ho wohwɛ sɛ ne osi frame ne sentence na ɔde besi the ending na wobɛhu baabi ofiri ɛba and yɛwɔ Ghana ni bi nso a ɔno nso abɛma ne prophecy na ɔno deɛ ɛkyin movie a na yɛhwɛ o ɔno nso abɛkyerɛ nipa a ɔbɛwi ne election no ɔno nso ne deɛ no yɛwi a yɛbɛka ɛho asɛm ba mɛsrɛ ansa na yɛbɛkɔ no ɛna ne deɛ di kan wɔhyɛ odi asɛmpa TV a mɛsrɛ ɔsɛ subscribe to channel no share na like it invite afoforɔ share message no ɛnkɔ akyire sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ ɛbɛma Ghana for any ate afei woyɛ bɛrima ebi a ɔbɛma asɛm ɛnkɔ yie wonya de boss wa de wɔagye mu ebi nso ano watwetwe wo ho ɛna ama wayɛ mmerɛ awo ho da adwene ɛha diabetes stroke asthma hepatitis B mese wakoma no wo de ɛsɛn ɛna esi yɛ wa fa number na egu ase hɔ no ɛnya numdwa ɛyɛ mmea ne the CEO of Odi Asempa Spiritual and Herbal Center no ɔbaa deɛ no ɛde ahaban ɛho nimdie ɛde adɔm me mɛboa ama ahotɔ ayɛ dɛn aba sunsun asɛm deɛ yɛnka ho asɛm bebree deɛ wobɛtua yɛ nso ɔbɛfa number na egu ase hɔ no 054 330 4976 yɛnkɔhwɛ sɔfo no ɛmla
Johnson Suleiman as they were talking about the coming election in Ghana and who is going to become the president of Ghana. Now, starting off, we have the man of God, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, and then he said that he saw in a vision that the person who is going to become the president of Ghana is someone who has actually been president of the country before, but then he's going to become president.
A revelation I had concerning the nation of Ghana, where the Lord spoke to me. He said, very soon, somebody shall be coming to lead Ghana, who has led Ghana before. And I asked God, what does that mean? He said, somebody who has led before is coming to lead again. It's coming to complete a second. And it will happen in Ghana.
Now, moving on to Prophet Hubert Angel, he was specific enough to mention the person's name, and then he mentioned John Dramani Mahama. Now, with him, he also went on to state that before John Dramani Mahama will become the president of Ghana, there are certain things that he has to do, and if he doesn't do these things, then he won't become president. But if he's able to fulfill these things and do them, then indeed he will become the president of Ghana.
And also Ghana, there is a thing that I was shown where God said, I am about to shift Ghana. Not that it was evil, but they were mistakes that were made when I gave a plan to execute what should happen in Ghana. I chose a leader that was going to be better for the season for the people of Ghana. He said that man was my choice. But in the execution of it, there were mistakes that were done. And there was lack of support for the leader in fixing what I needed fixed. So I saw a man approaching the throne. As he was about to approach the throne, God said, wait. There are two things I want you to do. 1, 2, 3. These things, if you do, these three things, if you do them, you'll be the one to sit on the same seat. And he's supposed to be doing them within the next 3 months. If he has done it, I'll come back here and tell you straight. If he has not done it, I'll be here to tell you that time. If he doesn't do it, I'll tell you in the next 90 days that Mahama will not be president there. But I saw Mahama approaching the throne as if he wants to sit there. And the Lord said, it's open. Just do 1, 2, 3. One of it is a phone call. 3 months window.
You've said it.
Only 3 months window. He does that phone call even if he ignores the 2.
That phone.
That phone call is important. They are hearing me now. The people that know what I'm saying are hearing me now.
We heard it.
And as long as when they say there's a phone call that he's talking about.
Nti abushia no say one kasa tie how a osi eframe ne sentence no ade anyankopon say ono na wachi so no and efedie ye wone ma miensa ewo se oye and sa ne ma miensa no the most important one and say phone call no why no friend or friend nyankopon na so friend wan or friend no sa so phone no. And near ya woman said, when you cry can be na Emma ye pain for no, and to me, and you so critical thinking and find ya idea no. Because that's of way mono and try the right thing to do because we are the right thing now, ne bottom to me and fail ho. Inti Emma omun to me and ya critical thinking no. And only idea a queer before Bibia and the fees I just Yankopon FC every sorrow ababaye edi amaye. Inti Unkofo Chrome ede in Shishepa air tour, Sisi a China for a creative artificial sun. And then your moon, if you have a artificial sun, I won't tell you. Or more creative nipa area to send you Dubai for a creative artificial rain. At time one person in Kyoto. Omu to mima nsuoto no China for aye artificial sun and then your monko nkronkro awodo foforo eye niam awodo e de mo man but yan paying for ne de tibo nkosofo no it's time I was say kind of credit play na de kire omo ampa o na wo anka kananado obema asofo agina aka kire say si asori dan fa manyankopon ewa brati mamufo na ankasa no ekome de womo ne omu bedi kra no eden timamufo na ankasa no ne omu bedi kra no eden o se misi asoli fie eji amanyankopon nti asoli dan akakaka bebrebe ya omo asisi wo mamu anomi nti omu hu bi ye koka mo maye nka na mo se free education ye koka mo se free education menim say timamfo ni hina no and the school free education so ya ye hu no so papa bi anka ye o enso no aka o se ye nya hyehye pa eto wo edema sa free education ni hina gina asofo we so omumma mpemfo no use critical thinking enti okọ obi krom ni wasiesie ho na ayefa I don't know say aya na omko hu sa westerners for ne those advanced country na aya no mu fi say asofo anasa nyankopon e na mo mutumi yesa nkuro na anan aya critical thinking mo pe omo aka no chale ekwan be na wo fa so a wo ye kra be he me pesa me man ye bi but ye pray for na hu sa nyansa no the only nyansa I pray for no betumi ahu ne say hi or some to convoy or some to bulletproof car Trey Ibrahim to Aroy me say guy we there is no way I make a video bi a me money din where Egypt president to kwade no ho akobọ anya ono no de no ono akasa de no ho akobọ no say oh boy twuma o de no ho akobọ no onnam ni kuro man mu a onhia ka akase otumi si form na oni ni kuro man na ekọ na yepoje ne so because o ye adwuma pa ye de adwem poni nti mo kwa convoy ene niema akase o ti pray mu kra na ne driver na yukra na na mo no na convoy sa so be 30 na ye shifu akọ na timamfo na ebre ye kotena trotro mu a ya tini na tax e de aguso mo Uganda president nkwasi asema wodi na nim tantan we me say me hwe sa president for mu di bon Omo di nkwasasem no omo so no omo ho nya fe. Uganda president no. Menim nipa body na nim tantan etumi ka se yen chimmaburu no ne obeye yi no yenku no ne obeye yenfa no kwoto je. Ukoje na onye ya yenku. Mose moche se na sa asofo we mu no. Me say enu nti na omo be wu omo bre omo ye tantan no. Adwempone punkofo obi yare na waba no obefa kwan bi so ajehu sika ina san aka ho awo atiko na kokko and nkofo amusi mukuta PhD any degree any ade ni na no mo ankasa muntumi ntena ase asese mo read this Bible na ye ka no mo ankasa munya munti ase na mo mfa anya adwuma ode mo yenko ni enkotie you war from Ru no so ne de no ono de a chain war from you to me abusia o de share video no na yenko nkotie no ono so emra.
I'm standing in between and I'm declaring the mind of God as I said. Now, with that being said, last year around March ending, I had a vision of the winner of the elections. God showed me what the person is going to do for the nation, and I came to describe that the person was having a makeup on his face, and the person is going to make up Ghana and transform the nation and then make it very beautiful. If the person even doesn't complete, he would start it, and then the people who are coming are going to complete it. God showed me very clear, and I saw the president now handing over to that one, and I gave the video. It's on our page now, you can watch it. But this time I just want to go straight and then tell the winner of the upcoming election as I was shown in the vision. In this coming election early this year, I was hearing the same name, but a few weeks ago I was speaking that the election race is not yet over. I was speaking that it's not yet over, that anybody who is standing has a chance of becoming the president some few weeks ago. But right now, I'm seeing the atmosphere also begin to, the realms change to favor this particular person. And in a vision, a parable came to me that I want to share the parable with you. And in the parable, I saw some element or some tokens. And I would see something like, number one, an elephant, and I would see an umbrella, and I would see a cock, and I would see something like another image that was part of this race, but it wasn't really a clear thing. And I would see like a bat.
Inti abushie me pesa me twen wadwen esi bibisu aha because say enye se ye ka se Ghana for nkofo bi omo IQ ewo for mo a odo nye Ghana for yina, but statistics omo ye kire say the whole world Ghana ni country it also 8 aye IQ ewo for na se we enye sa obi a ote asoli dem oso ye sofo and the creator ena ekasa kire no want to me ehu image and as a representative na na pa me bedi akọ ede beto na ya na say ebe appear ewo ballot paper so into the way o si frame sentence no wa abubo obi ade butterfly akụkọ osono chinie ene hwan won say almost smartness aye omu pray, and this smartness no seem to be a damp smartness because wa abubo obi ade na yankopo reveal tro say na na pa me bedi akọ obey use max anase obey use way anase obey use way efe de ehwo ne de enye create you na wo so wote won way no wagye abi yanto aso ano na mpesa metwe wadwen esi so na wo hu omo say eye omo he system na kasa ne sene esi ko nipa na no kasa da bia no we na esi da bia we na esi no afa ho na ode nkom hye e de afam ne eto ne ebo yesem la ya de jokers pass and go forward.
That image that was part of this
race, but it wasn't really a clear thing. And I would see like a butterfly that was also in a race, and then a wind began to blow. And when the wind began to blow, all of the tokens I saw were actually in the line. When the wind blew, it began to carry them. And the wind that I saw was blowing carried these entities. And you know, this cock also has a wing. So as the wind blew, the cock tried to fly. And as the wind also blew, the butterfly also began to fly. Begins to move with the wind, I know, begins to show its skills and all that. And then you'd also see that as the wind blew, it began to also carry the umbrella. All right, but the umbrella was not really going as the butterflies and the cock was trying to go. And then the elephant, you know, couldn't have the wind blowing him because it was very strong. Are you with me? So what happened was that I saw suddenly something like exploded like a rocket, and it sparked and wanted to lift the elephant up like a dynamite, like an energy exploded and wanted to lift the elephant up, and the elephant also was lifted up. All right, and he went higher, but because the energy couldn't have enough sustenance, when the elephant went higher, it more like began to also come down. It had a lot of power and it was carried higher, you know, and as it was carried higher, it went to the top, but it began to come down. And then I saw the hand also move, and it moved in a certain dimension. It went and then it began to also come down because the hand couldn't, or the cock couldn't go at a higher, you know, level because of the movement of the wind. And then the butterfly also began to go and ascend. It began to climb and go higher or fly higher, but it got to a place that it couldn't go, and it began to also lose its wings and began to also drop suddenly. Then I would see the umbrella that had, you know, the shape like a parachute, all right, also began to go. And because it had the shape of a parachute, the air began to now hit the side of the umbrella, and the umbrella began to rise like that, got to a higher realm. So I was thinking it was going to come down, but suddenly there was a hand that moved it to balance the umbrella like that. So the umbrella began to balance in the air, and like a parachute, instead of it to come down, it began to go higher and higher. And the umbrella went into the cloud and disappeared. So when the umbrella went into the cloud and disappeared, then suddenly there was a lightning and a thunder, and rain began to fall. And I saw that the race and the vision was over, and the elephant suspended in the air was trying to come down a bit. The cock was trying to fly, it couldn't fly, and it came down. And then the butterfly also, because of its soft wings, it couldn't go to the higher altitude, and it also began to come down. So when I stood and I watched the vision, I would see that the umbrella, though at the beginning struggled, it was being tossed to and fro, it was trying to, you know, move left and right. It picked momentum by another mighty wind. It entered into some higher realm, and it disappeared in the cloud, and I saw that rain began to fall. So I knew that the umbrella was going to get a certain push by a divine hand. Though it was supposed to go left and right, the air would have blown it, it would struggle here and there, but a divine hand pushed it and it began to fly. And when it entered the clouds, rain began to fall. And I hear and I saw that the rain stands for the blessings. So the one that was able to enter the clouds will command the blessings from the Lord that will come upon us. So now, by the visions of the election, I am sure that these prophetic tokens and then these imageries would signify how the election will go. The wind couldn't carry the elephant because of its strength and stature. In fact, the elephant was very huge and very tall. So the wind was struggling to carry. Another force trying to push the elephant like a rocket, an explosion. Bah! It went like that, but it couldn't go higher again. And to me, it drew the clouds and it came down because it was a man-made explosion that carried it to the top. but it couldn't go higher and it came down because of its weight. I'm not saying it's going to be a bomb or an explosion, it's just a figure of speech. They try to spark it again, but if you keep doing it, it will go to a place, it can't enter the clouds. And I saw that they gave up. The other ones also couldn't have the strength to go. So the one that was able to enter the clouds is the one that will carry the day. That person has a name of former president. That person has a name. His name, he has a former president's name. All the former presidents, John Ajekum Kufuor, Jerry John Rawlings, John Atta Mills, another John is coming. The umbrella was supposed to come down, but a wind, another wind from somewhere, a divine hand pushed it. Nyamensa ebebem for this coming one, because the Lord wants it to happen. The Lord wants it to happen for this season. This is my last video.
Abushia, what a war film. War film where the airful. Obi mpe title me and fama war film we. Because I war film we dear. Aye, Ghana. A movie where say a country called Ghana. A continent called Africa. Hey, Asamo. Abushia, young crowd we want to make a be my crowd. Na Ghana won't come there. And the Ghana be fan into my pie free and one way. Kasi ye ka Ghana moon somewhere. Hey! Ghana you nipa ko be ka say, hey me, my bro papa. Abushia, o hwan kratwe no ante me nka bi ma makra.
No kwamo mienka na awodi nipa pina ekwate timu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo wo ya de se wo mbe mu wanya basisi a yade bi tise stroke gonorrhea anabama waye mre e wampamu low sperm count wo mu wanu aduro tatahwe ene je sam se seba ne sunsumu nsema wo motene te se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne de amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane court case wo betu charge osisi a enam omadwuma panti ni pampempem ene be fo bokofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom se mosini ene enzimani akabom dia sunsumu niema asie betu obi age wukunu anasa wo yere awaresem adwuma sam akwantuom nsam ni nyina ayasuma sam fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan
New Koforidua ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region. Ehon ma number aye didi juma no aye 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421.
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. You be do us some amount.